So if you guys want to see other videos, just go to my YouTube channel or my podcast, and you are more than welcome to text me. All my contacts are there, so you're more than welcome to text me or ask any questions to Vitor too. You just send me, and then I will ask him, and then I will answer you back. Okay? We recorded the episode in Portuguese yesterday, and today we are recording the episode in English. So basically, I thought that was cool to talk about my path. Like since I started computer science, and then I gave up, and then I started business college, and then nowadays I'm finally work with what I like, but it wasn't easy to figure it out. And I know that a lot of times people really just don't like what they do and don't like the college, and they're scared of giving up because it's just too much on stake. So I brought Vito here because he didn't give up on his college, and I thought that would be nice having someone that went to the same college as I did, and then I could talk to him about his impressions about the computer engineer college, because you did computer engineer, right?
Yeah, I did computer engineering.
And I did computer science. So first of all, I just want you to talk about a little bit. How did you know that you wanted computer science? Computer engineer, because I really thought that computer science was something completely different that it was for me. Before I started my classes in computer science, I did this. Um, how do I call it? I don't know how to call it in English. It's like a short course, like Java. It's Java. They call it Java in English, Vitor.
Java, yeah, Java.
So I did this course, and then I was like, I did it, I guess, 4 months before my college actually started. And people were like, so just do it, and then you can have an idea how it's gonna be. So when I did, I was like, it's really bad. I hate it. I don't like programming. Like it wasn't what I thought it would be. I thought that was like, I literally thought I was like, I'm gonna go to computer science college and I'm gonna learn how to, I don't know, how to fix computers, how to, I don't know. I'm gonna go and learn how to be a master in social media or whatever. But I totally didn't research enough before getting into it. And I just would like you to tell them how was your path until you get computer science. Oh, and of course, talk a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Yeah, so I think for me, the decision in a way was kind of a lucky shot. So since I was really young, I would say since I was like 14, 15, I had this already this that idea that I would do computer science. I didn't know at the time like the difference between computer science and computer engineering, but I knew that I wanted something in this area. Um, but then like I think the reason for that was just like when I was young, I used to like one thing that all my people from my family says like every toy that they used to give me, the first thing I would do is unassemble it. So like I would get a toy and then like I would immediately unassemble it to understand how it works inside.
This is
uh,
crazy.
yeah, so like my mom after this she was like, oh, I saw a course that's called computer engineering. I think it's something that you would enjoy, and I was like, okay, like seems fun. I read about it a little bit, and like it seemed something that I would really enjoy. Um, and then I started programming by myself. So when I did my first website, I think I was 13, and then I started programming when I was in high school, just by myself. Like I was just following YouTube videos and like trying to program. What I was trying to do at the time was, like those things that I used to like to register when you're paying on in the supermarket. So like they scan the items, and then like you have the total, and also that's linked with the like the stock, uh, like the management part. So it
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
keeps track of the products and all that. So that was the first thing that I did. But it's not like that's why I said it's kind of a lucky shot, because at the same time, like it's good that I've done all of this, but I didn't know exactly why I was doing that. Like it wasn't something very structured. It wasn't like because I was doing a lot of research and I realized it. It was more that like I was interested in this. I wanted to learn, and like by coincidence, it fits very well with the course. Um, but yeah, I think that's my past. And then I think one thing that a lot of people get in like this question, either computer engineering or computer science, and that's I think that's for me when I needed to actually decide, that was the tough one. So it's like, okay, now what should I do?
Mm.
At this point, I actually talked with professionals, both in computer science and computer engineering, and one thing that for me, the idea that I got at the time was that computer engineering, it's kind of it's just bigger in a way than computer science. So computer science is more focused on the software part, while computer engineering, it's kind of computer science plus hardware. And for me, that just seems interesting. Although I don't work with hardware at all today, like
Oh,
my
really?
work is not related to hardware at all. But it's a knowledge that I don't regret. It's tougher, but I like that I have this knowledge if I ever want to work with something like I don't know if I ever decide to move to hardware.
Since you said that it's not with what you work today, tell them where you work and with what you work today. What do you do at your work today?
Okay. So my I work at Microsoft today. The project that I work on is called Common Data Model. The idea is that we want to create a unique way to represent data inside Microsoft. So the main idea behind this is that if we have a way to represent data that is common across all the Microsoft services, it's easier for them to intercommunicate.
Mhm.
So if one Microsoft product needs to talk with another Microsoft product, if they share the same way to represent data, then this can be done pretty easily. Um, and
And you are
also
not
this,
in Brazil, right?
uh,
You are not in Brazil, right?
yeah, no, I'm in Vancouver now. So I moved to Canada about 3 years ago to work for Microsoft. Yeah, and then I've been living here. The initial plan was to move to Seattle, but I decided I really love Vancouver and decided to stay here.
Um, One thing that I remember you telling me was like you always liked your college. That's fact. But I remember you telling me that you did some project during your college. It was a kind of like it was work, and then you didn't like it because a manager that you had. You don't need to say the name of it, the name of the project or whatever if you don't want to. But my point is, you. I remember you said that you quit right in the middle
I'm
of
trying
the
to remember.
project.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which project you're talking about, but I think I know. Yeah. So for this one, the problem was that um, the methodology that the manager was using was for me wasn't good. Like I like to see stuff progressing, even if it's slow. I like to see things progressing, and I think he
Mhm.
wanted to do something too organized, like way too much organized.
Mhm.
Like to define every single thing, and like have plans for like 5 years in the future. It wasn't
Mhm.
startup, so I don't think a startup actually knows anything about 5 years in the future. It's good for you to try to think about it, and like to have a name, but it doesn't have to be that set in stone. Like it's supposed to be more flexible, and I think like he was trying too much into this area of like having something too structured.
So you don't believe in like business plans, right?
I do, but for especially when you're in a startup, I think it like it has to have some balance. Like you have to have some kind of business like administration, like you need to know what are you doing, but it can't be that tight, because like startups, they change a lot, and like you're discovering a lot of stuff every day, so you need to adapt your plans according to what you found. So if you made plans for, let's say, 5 years, and now you need to switch it, you need to switch the whole 5 years, like all the
Mm-hmm.
plans. And I think that is just too much work for something that is going to be constantly changing.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever feel like guilt because you were working with some, like that project was huge, right? And then you were like, but I'm not feeling like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, did you feel guilt because you were like, you were like kind of privileged to be part of it, but at the same time, you're like, it isn't what I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's actually funny because I told them when I was leaving that I wasn't motivated, and apparently that wasn't something that they took so easily. It's because yeah, I don't know why exactly. I just think I was honest. And I don't know, because that's one thing that my parents always told me, and it's something that I've really taken into consideration before making any decision, is that I should love what I'm doing, independently of what it is. I should love what I'm doing, and that's the main difference. And I can see this very clearly because when I like what I'm doing, I just don't do what I have to do. Like I try to go a little bit further. I try to think. I like to research, and like this energy that you get when you love something, it's different. Like you can't just, like, you can keep working on that, and like I would probably like do a good job. I would deliver everything that I needed to, but I want to exceed my own expectations. Like this is something that I like about myself. Like I don't aim for the next thing. I like to exceed. Like I like to be this excited about things.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you said that. Like, I need to love what I do because I want to bring two things about. Like, first, just talking a little bit how did I decide to give up on computer science? Like I said, I already knew even before I started going to classes that I didn't want to do that because the course I did before. But then once I started, my first semester was just a mess, and then out of I was paying like 5 credits and I just passed in one, literally. I failed 4. And then I was like, I don't want to be here, right? And then since I already started hating it, I barely studied. And then I talked to my teacher and he was like, just give it another try next semester. And then I gave it another try the next semester. And in fact, I got pretty good scores. And I became um, head as how do I say monitor, Vito, in English?
PA, professor assistant.
Yeah, professor assistant. In 2 of the credits I paid because I did because my scores were really good. And then once I started to teach people the credits I once failed, I was like, okay, I like this. I like linear algebra. I like discrete math. But once again, I failed Java. So I was like, I don't like programming. Like I don't like it. And then I took a I just if you just look the whole amount of credits you're still gonna have to do, there's a lot of programming during the way. And I was like, oh my God, there's so much programming to do. And then I was like, I don't want to be here. But then I started working while I was in computer science. So in Brazil, in this college that me and Vito we studied, we could work for a company inside the college, uh, a IT company inside the college, and we would have this experience. And I worked as marketing manager in this company. So I started working with marketing inside computer science college, and I started loving it. So I was like, but to be part of this company, you have to do computer science. You have to be doing your college. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot give up now because I love working for this company, but I'm not working with programming at all. So
Mm-hmm.
I started working for that company and I was like, I am finally liking like working with something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there, basically, I figured it out that I love first teaching. That's my passion, and I also loved work with marketing, and that's what made me stay for so long in computer science college. I stayed for 3 years, but for real, I should have stayed for 6 months because once I realized in the first semester I didn't want it, I should have left. But once you get in college, here in Brazil, we don't pay for college. We have public colleges. We can pay if you go to a private one, but I was in a public one, and we don't pay for it. And once you are inside, like it's really tough to just give up. Like it was so hard to get into it, and I just couldn't. I didn't have the courage to tell my mom I wanted to give up. I didn't. I couldn't tell anyone, and I would lie to my mom. She would be like, "How is your scores in college?" I would be like, "Is everything fine? Is everything okay?" But it really wasn't. And then once I realized that I loved working with marketing and I loved teaching and I love like I don't know, I was just into what I was doing. I was like, okay, I love to do that. Now I am going to give up. And it was really, really hard because I had no like support for anybody, just my boss, my current boss, and he has a school here. And he let me study in his school everything over again for me to be able to try another college. But now, since I knew I choose the first one wrong, I was like, I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I don't know if I want to go to marketing college or to business college. So I just started calling as many people as I could to figure it out. Like, hey, did you go to business college? Like, can you tell me a little bit? How is it? Like, and then I called people from marketing too, and I talked to them. I talked to a lot of people. And then I finally realized, yeah, I shouldn't go for marketing. I'm going to go for business. And that was the best choice I made. Um, I recognized that computer science was really, really important for me to get in business college and really look at it like, oh my God, this is so easy. Like everything I went through in computer science, like now any college that you go is just easy because computer science was so hard. And then we basically learn how to learn by ourselves. So I just had a hard time in business college with financials because like it was I hate take care of money. So like I hated that credits. But my point is I really like what I do today. I really like my work today. I already finished my college in business. But when you say that I have to love what I do, like do you all the time do you love what you're doing? Because like I feel like people misunderstand when people say you have to love what you do, because it doesn't work like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because you love what you do that you always love what you do. Like I love my work, but really there's some days I'm like exhausted. I'm like I don't want to be doing that. Like, but it's not because I
Mm-hmm.
don't love what I do, because there is some part of like I have my English in school here, and I'm the teacher, I'm the marketing, and I'm the financial person. So I hate taking care of money, but I have to do it, right? Because it's just part of it, and I don't have money enough to hire someone. So
Mm-hmm.
today, working for Microsoft, like you always love everything you do. Like there's no moment that you go like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying, like I don't want to do that.
No, yeah, so for sure there are moments. So I think there are two different ways to think about this. One of them is like thinking about the love, and for sure, it's not something that you always love, and it's though it's always going to be some stuff that you like less or like that you actually hate. But like sometimes they're part of the job. But I think the important thing is that like in general, you feel good, and like you feel that you're what are you doing? You're contributing to something that you enjoy. And I think like for me specifically, I like to see the result of my contribution. So like if I'm doing the actual ending of it, like how does that affect people? How does that affect like the company? So for me, the impact is something important. So that makes me love more. Um, but this is the thing that I was talking with a friend of mine these days because humans, I think we're all like we work in phases. Like we're never constant. Like it's not like I go to work throughout the whole year and I behave the same throughout the whole year. So sometimes I'm super motivated, like really motivated, like thinking a lot and really engaged. Sometimes I'm not, and that's
Yeah.
something we started to respect. Also, like to understand that I have phases, and sometimes I'm going through all the stuff outside work that affects work. Not, like I always try to deliver and like to be concentrated at least on my work time, like to be there, like to really work. But the excitement and the love, it's not like all the time. Sometimes it's not there at all. uh, but the other thing is also sometimes in life you can't do what you love. Like sometimes you need to do something because you have an objective and like because you want to reach somewhere. You need to do that thing that you don't love, and that's part of life too. Like I don't think anyone in life can just do everything that they love and like that would be a perfect life, like everything happening correctly. No, like life is very unpredictable and sometimes things go fall apart, and that's the part where like not every time you're able to do what you love. I personally try to aim to that and like to go just trying to find things that I like to do, just because I think it's easy for me to work and to be productive. But yeah, it's not possible every time.
And going back to that project that you gave up on, like, do you remember what was the like your breaking point that you said, okay, now I have to quit? Like, what made you like make the decision? Like, today's the day I can do that anymore.
Okay, yeah. So that period of time was actually a crazy time in university because I was doing too much. Like I was sleeping probably like 6 hours per night. 6 hours, like it's actually like a big amount. Sometimes it would be less than that. So at the time I was on this company. I was in the junior company that you mentioned that we worked together. I was in doing a research and the degree. So all of this like university and three more things. So it was too much. And
Mm-hmm.
at some point I felt that I wasn't really good at any of them. So I was
Yes.
doing too many things, and I wasn't really like giving myself to them. So I was doing an okay work in all of them, but that's not what I wanted. So I was like, okay, I need to cut something down. And because of all these problems that like I had like between the me and the manager about this like this his way of managing things, that's like the thing that I found that I was least interest, and I decided to leave that one.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So, do you think when you decided to leave, like your family, like your friends, how did they react? Because like I feel like your family, they don't know. Like family actually don't really knows what we are doing there, but like your friends, people around you there in your college, like they thought like you were crazy, because I remember that project being huge and everybody wanted to be part of it, and then you were, and then you were like, I don't want it anymore. So how your friends react when you said that you quit?
To be honest, I don't remember. I don't think that was something too extreme happening then. But I think I was all because this thing I was always doing so much stuff that I don't think people actually followed up about everything that I was doing.
That is true. That is true. We always did it a lot. We always did a lot of stuff at the same time that people cannot keep up with what we are doing. Actually, that's pretty
Yeah.
true. And
And
like, go on.
oh, yeah, I just wanted to comment about the especially about the junior company that we were part of. So like I'm actually not sure if this is a concept worldwide, but the idea is that like this company is made out just by students, and like we need to manage everything. So from communication, HR, project manager, marketing. So it's a company made by students, but like we need to be work as a company. So yeah, Gisele worked as a marketing. In marketing, I was in like project manager, and that's one thing that I like. That experience for me was very rich. In a way that like I think when you go to university, you should focus more than just getting the degree and like getting out of university with like the technical knowledge, but also that experience for me made me able to grow in different ways. So like especially about like presentations, like talking, how to talk with people, like how to behave. I remember we did a course with for body language. So that for me was something like it
Oh
was
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
life changing for me. Like I started to pay attention to that, and like it's something I still do today. Even though like the course happened, I don't know, like 7 years ago. There's something that I
Oh my
still do.
god.
And it makes a big difference in my life. So it's like the university. It's not just about the getting the degree. Like if you really live the experience and you actually enjoy, and like if you go after, you can find many opportunities. And that's one thing that I find that I like about university, that it offers you so many opportunities that you can, or like maybe you cannot like follow them, but it's
Mhm.
a place where you can leave so much.
Yeah, I like that you said that, because my next question, it was actually about that. Like, nowadays we see so many things available. Like, anything that you want to figure out how to do, you just can go on Google and then you can figure it out. We have so many um, free online classes about whatever you want to learn. So my next question was, I mean, you basically already answered, but like, it's just like, you feel like to be to work with programming nowadays, you need a degree. Like, if somebody doesn't, if somebody's thinking now, like, I can learn everything on Google, like, do you think that's a possible way to go about, or you think it's like it's really important you go to college still?
Uh, so for programming, it's not something that you need to. You can definitely get a job or like to start programming just by yourself, like just learning online. Uh, there are a few things. It really depends on what you're looking for. So the first thing about university, and that's something that I don't regret at all going to university, is this experience. Like this, uh, it was personally, it was very good for me to grow as and mature as a person. So that's something that you can't really get from online courses. Like because you're like that's part of an experience, and like being like doing projects with the groups and having to deal with people. That's something that you have to do in university, and it's kind of like the midway between the professional and the personal. So because in the professional you need to just do by yourself. So in university you're like it people are more okay about you failing, about you trying, and you're like not working out and trying something else. So that's the one good thing about university. But for sure you don't need a degree. Like in my work, I know some people that don't have a computer science or like anything related to computer in the degree, but they learned by themselves, and now they're in the same place as I am.
I see. Yeah, I guarantee you that like everything I know today, everything I did, I basically learned in computer science, not in business college, because I really think the business college I did, like the computer science college I did was way more difficult. So it pushed me way harder than my business college. And then nowadays I see like, yeah, I had to go to computer science college. I would never have the experience I did if I didn't go to computer science college, because in business college they just require you to work like 2 semesters before you graduate. Like it you know what I'm saying? Like it's just too late. Like you should be working as soon as you can, because you should have you should be getting experience as soon as you can. So I really think, and going to computer science was just like the network part too. Like, oh my god, I met so many people. Like it is crazy how many events we went. Like we traveled to so many places. It was so cool. Like I had the opportunity to write a case, right? And I present the case all over Brazil. It was amazing. And I saw there, I was like, I like to talk in public. Like I like people listening to me. And I couldn't do that. I would never be able to know that about myself just with the business college. So computer science made me like think out of the box. And you said yesterday when we were recording the episode in Portuguese, you said that when you were in England, you had a assignment to do with your friend, and he didn't want to do anything else that the teacher asked, and you were like, "But we can do that," and he was like, "Nah," he didn't ask for. So that's another thing. Like it pushes us to be better than we should, like than what people is expecting us to be. So I think that's really really important too. Before you work in Microsoft, like how many works did you have, like that you had, like the work that we had in computer science college doesn't count because we didn't make money out of it. I'm
Mm.
talking about like actual work that you have a salary and stuff. How many did you have before you go to Vancouver?
So I didn't work before coming here. I worked as I was part of a startup, but I wasn't paid. I wasn't one of the partners. So that was one of the main projects that I worked before coming here. And I think apart from that, most of my projects were like startups or university related. I didn't work. I didn't get a like salary in Brazil. That wasn't because
Really? I didn't know that.
yeah. Yeah, because I got the job here while I was in university. So I did the internship, and then I knew that I was coming here right after university. So I didn't even try to find a job because I knew that I was already coming here after I graduate. So what I did was to try to do a smaller project. The startup was an interesting one. There the field that they study is related to what I want to study is more machine learning. So I just like joined them to try to develop to improve their detection model. But yeah, I didn't work anything in anything before coming here.
This is crazy. I didn't know that. That's new for me. So before I work with what I'm working today, I had two jobs. I worked as a financial director. It was crazy because I don't know why I accepted that. Like I don't like finance. Like I don't like it, but the money was really good, and I really needed back then. I was like, I'm gonna do it. Like sometimes you don't have choice. Like if you need the money, you're gonna have to do something. And then I had this opportunity, and then I worked there for, I don't know, months. I didn't even stay for a whole year because I was like, but I even not liking it, I did a good job because like I was always organized and stuff. My boss was like, "Oh my god, you were so organized." He liked me answering his emails too because he thought that I really I was good at talking to people and stuff. So I learned a lot, and it was a huge company. It was a construction company, and then I quit because, like, at some point, I was like, I can't do it anymore. And then, but then it's that thing. Like, I quit when I was like, you know what? I'm not doing my best anymore. So then I quit. Like, I didn't even stay for a month when I noticed that I wasn't doing my best, but I tried. And then I went to this other company that was like consulting company. Basically, my boss would fix companies, like companies that were about to break. She would go there and she would be like, "You guys gonna do that, and that." Like, it was a consulting company, and we'd have to travel so much because it was like all over the place. She had clients all over the place, and she kind of treated me like her daughter because she wanted me to go with her to every single place. Like, she would pay for everything, and she would have me with her in the meetings with the presidents of the companies, and she would be like, "Just don't say anything, just listen. You're gonna learn a lot." And I really just heard conversations that were so important, like with huge like entrepreneurs, but she was just amazing. And then I stayed there for, I don't know, a little more than a year. I left, wasn't even because I didn't like, was because I had to work like 9 to 5, like the commercial time.
Mm.
And that was my first time in life that I was like, I can't do that. I have to work for myself. Like, I don't want to have to be in a place every single day, 9 to 5. Like, and I put in my head, like, you're gonna work your ass off until you find some way to be able to work from home, because you can't do that. Like, I don't want to do that. You are kind of stuck. You don't have choice. Like, you have to do whatever you want to do for your life before 9 and after 5. And I don't know, I just felt stuck. I just felt like I had no choice, and it was horrible, even though the work was fine. And then, yeah, that was the first time in life that I realized, like, yeah, I can't do that. And then I started focus on working for my boss that I'm working today, and working for him is just amazing. Like, he, even now I'm totally remote, like it's 800% remote, and he already said that even after the pandemic, it's not gonna go back to normal anymore. I'm going to be remote forever, and I was like, thank you, God.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it. So, but before, it wasn't, I didn't feel stuck with him because he would be just like, I want you to deliver me that. If you are gonna do that in 1 hour or 5, it's your problem. So it was just amazing to work for him because he completely trusts me. And then some days I would get work, like, let's say that I have to work 9 to 5. I could easily get to work like 12, and that was fine for him. He wouldn't give a crap. Like, he would be like, okay, but do what you have to do. Like, I would get there 12 and I would leave like 7. It doesn't matter. So I found the perfect spot to do my thing, but I still felt like what I really want is working remotely. That's what I really want. But while I was there, I was like, that's not bad. Like, I'm not feeling bad working here. I can wait, like I can wait to be able to work remotely. And I think that was really awesome. It's unfortunate that things happened like they did. Like, I didn't want a pandemic start, like, to be able to work remote, of course. But I'm really glad that the pandemic made the school completely remote, and now I'm totally remote. And now I have more than one client. Like, I'm basically a marketing advisor, and I can work for him still. And I have another client. So he's my main client, but I can get other jobs from other people, from other companies. And that's the best deal I did. So, but to be able to get here, I had to do some totally random stuff before. And that's my message for today for everybody, because we think that the professional career is like something linear, and it's not. You're gonna have to try stuff, you're gonna have to do some random stuff to be able to figure it out what you want to do and who you want to be. Because life is not easy. Like, life is not something that you can get a manual, like, and you read and you're like, yeah, I know how to do in that situation. Like it doesn't work like that. And you, first of all, the most important thing, you should know yourself really good. Like, what is your, I don't know, dreams and stuff. I remember talking to you the other day, and you said, like, I need to work on something that I know that I'm making difference. Like, once you know that, it's already huge. Because
Yeah.
I don't think most jobs nowadays, like, you can feel that way, right? So it's just,
Yeah.
you get there, you do your thing, and then you leave. But I have the same point of view as you do. Like, I really think I need to be able to do something for my community, to be able to be happy. Because otherwise, I think it's just selfish for me. I don't judge people who just do their thing and they don't care about their community. But, like, for me, I have to do something that is gonna, like, help people somehow. And I'm not gonna say what it is now, but, like, I can tell you guys that me and Vito, we are working something together. And I asked him, like, I imposed that he would help me with it. And I really think it's gonna be really nice. I am going to try to launch this service to the public still this year in 2021. But we both have this thing, like, we need to make a difference with the knowledge we got. Because unfortunately, it's not everybody who is privileged to have education that, like, we did, to go to college like we did. And I think it's naive to think, like, oh, you just need, like, at least here in Brazil, you need to pass in a test to go to public schools, and everybody's like, you just need to study and then you're gonna pass. No, it's not like that. There's some people that they're really, really poor, and it's not like that. Like, in my school, we used to give people scholarship. And literally, for you to have an idea, we gave so many scholarships for people stood there for free, and they would deny the scholarship because they didn't have money to the bus, for the bus. Like, it is sad. So it's not just like you need to study and you're gonna, like, no, it's not. Like, there's some people that they are actually, they have no choice. They're gonna have to do something. Like, they're gonna have to work pretty young. They won't be able to prioritize the knowledge, like, they stud. So I feel like if I don't do something for my community, I'm leaving it wrong, basically. So I think this is it. I think the main point for today was, like, don't look for a right path right away. Just leave, do your best while you are trying to figure it out, and give up if you don't like it. Like, give it a try, but, like, if you don't like it, Please give up. Don't be scared of giving up. Don't be scared of what everybody else is going to think of you, because you are the only person who can live your life. And if you live by people expectations, you are going to be pretty disappointed. Vito, do you want to say something else?
Yeah, just to complement what you said, I think the important thing is that for you to have to know yourself, to have goals in life. Like this is something also that I think it's important for people not to feel so much pressured to find themselves and like to find their path, because I understand that this can be very, it can happen very easy that you put so much pressure on yourself that you end up not doing anything. And actually, I think I've been through this phase very recently, and I can see the difference when you just take that pressure out. Like just explore, see, like try different things, and like if you're going to find your passion, you just need to try and like to see, and yeah, as I said, like the professional life is not is not a line. It's like it's going to have all like crazy stuff happening, and it's just important that in this meantime you feel that you're growing and you're getting better. And not sure of not specific about something, but just that you're growing as a person.
Perfect, perfect. I guess this is it. If you guys want to see other videos, just go to my YouTube channel or my podcast, and you are more than welcome to text me. All my contacts are there, so you're more than welcome to text me or ask any questions to Vito too. You just send me, and then I will ask him, and then I will answer you back. Okay. Thank you very much, and I see you guys in the next episode.
Yay.
Peace.